What needs to be resolved and what needs to be done is
pro boxing fans, Frank Warren, we saw a warm embrace between you and Prince Nassim Hamed. It must feel quite incredible, quite nostalgic to see his son now sign with you, right?
It does. I mean, it's an amazing experience, and he's a really nice guy. He's a clean-cut kid. He speaks well, and I look at him and he looks so much like his dad when he was younger. But yeah, who would have thought this had happened? It's brilliant.
You also signed Chantel Cameron. I mean, a lot of people would say, well, you know, the fighters are with sort of DAZN and Matchroom, etc. But given sort of, you know, your working relationship with Matchroom, does it make potentially the Katie Taylor fight bigger if you do that as like a 5v5?
Look, we will do what we always do for fighters that are with us. We will work hard and deliver, and we'll deliver for her. We're announcing her first fight next week, which will be in the UK. So she's going to have a a few fights in the UK, and we'll see what happens from there. But don't worry about that. There'll be a pathway for her to go and get her titles.
Just wanted to just go away from this for a minute. Obviously, the big news in boxing yesterday, Ryan Garcia failed a drug test. Ben Shalom on TalkSport said that the reason why they do the drug test so late is to maybe catch them. But given the fact that, you know, a performance-enhancing drug 2 days before, what impact could that really have on a fighter?
Well, look, let's get it right. First of all, the reason they do the test, they do them randomly. They're not going to tell the fighter when they're going to give him a test, are they? Because otherwise the fighter will be clean that particular day. It's done, and they come back the next day and did it. And so he had 2 tests done. The situation is really simple. It proves that the tests work. It proves they work. So he's got to explain how it got in his body, and I don't think, I'm not yet. It's very difficult to explain how when you're taking PEDs, how they got there. You get tested after a fight. So let's think, you can be tested coming up to the fight. You could take the stuff on the day of a fight. And then immediately after the fight, you have to provide urine samples, and that could be found positive, which has happened in the past. You're being tested all the way through, from the start of training, all the way through. You're on that program, even out of contest, you are being tested. You have to give the relevant drug testing body your whereabouts at all time, what times you're going to be there, and if you're not there, if you go abroad, where you are. So if they want to spring you, they spring you. And that's why they're called random tests. You can't test somebody every single day. These tests cost like 30, 40, 50 grand to put boxers on these programs for a fight. And the fact is they do work. What needs to be resolved and what needs to be done is that there is consequences. That's how you're going to stop this. Consequences for the boxer and consequences for whoever allowed him or gave it to him. That's what you need.
Frank, does it set a dangerous precedent where you look at someone like Garcia who has missed weight and he was potentially failed a drug test and sort of making a joke out of it? Does it sort of, when you have someone who's so high up in boxing and in a massive fight like that, how dangerous of a precedent does it set?
Well, look, let's get right. It was a pretty bizarre situation from start to finish, the fight, wasn't it? Because when they announced it, there was people were saying that he had mental issues. I mean, I don't know that. I see some of the interviews, and they were quite bizarre. But was that part of a game plan? Who knows? Because suddenly it became a game plan, didn't it, after the fight? But the fact of the matter is, something is not right there, and the 3.5 pounds is not right, and the fact he's failed his test. What all contracts should have in them. You really want to hit these guys where it hurts. You should have in the contract. Your money will be lodged with a commission until the results of the test come back after the fight. When the test comes back, if you fought and you prove to be positive, then you do not get paid. That money gets held up until the hearing, and then the commission decides what's going to happen with it. That's what should happen. That's what should happen.
I spoke to Jamie Conlon yesterday, and he talked about sort of having people charge. And he said, you know, if you test positive as a boxer after a fight, it should sort of be some sort of GBH charge, something like that. Do you think that is a possibility?
I don't think you can do that, but it's cheating, isn't it? What it is, it's cheating. It's dangerous because it's boxing. They're random tests. I mean, somebody said, why didn't they test him on the Monday? If they tested him on the Monday, then he would have tested positive. Well, maybe he wouldn't have done. You know, he could take the. We were just saying earlier, he could take the drug on the day of the fight. It's just a nonsense. The random tests are working because guys keep getting caught. So that shows you the consequences of what stops it. If there's big consequences, it will stop it.
Does the testing process have to be sped up? If it's taking 72 hours to get a test?
Yeah, but what are you looking for? You're not looking for one drug. You're looking for a whole rafter of drugs. And for example, if you had a test on the Saturday of the day of the show, is a laboratory open? You've got to send us. You've got to get it there. What part of the country does it go to? Where's it going to happen? You're trusting people to do the right thing. But there is a system in that you're getting tested before fights and after fights. And you know, I'm sure some people are slipping through the net, but the ones who are getting caught, they need now. You want to send a message out, it's really simple. The contracts, all the commissions in the contract should say the purse gets paid when you're clean. When your test comes back clean, you're clear. And you can expedite that. You say it's 72 hours, so if the fight's on a Saturday, you should by the Tuesday know whether they're clean or not. And if they're clean, there's your money. If you're not clean, then there's going to be a hearing and it can be determined what happens with that purse.
Frank, what is the latest on that Anthony Yarde situation? Obviously, you know that there's sort of fractures between the relationship of himself and yourself and Tunde. And what is the latest? And is it disappointing to see this after a man that you promoted so well?
Well, it is disappointing, but I'm hoping it get resolved.
Fury Usyk 2 weeks away. How are you feeling about the fight? And you know,
I can't wait for it because I mean Tyson's in such good shape. He's mentally, physically. I think he's in the best physical condition I've seen him in since he's come back. No doubt about that. And I think he's going to make a statement performance.
Anthony Joshua backing Usyk to win the fight.
He's beaten him twice.
But do you think deep down he wants Fury to win it?
No, but why would you want that? You want to say, I told you he was a good fight. He beat me and he's beaten. That's what. Of course he won't. He won't want that, and that's human nature. I get that, and I understand that. But look, I believe Tyson's the best heavyweight on the planet. I believe he's the best heavyweight of his generation. He's done everything that's asked him. He's undefeated, and he's fighting another undefeated heavyweight. So the winner of that fight will be the man.
Frank, Chantel Cameron is a pound-for-pound top 3 female fighter. I mean, how big of a coup is it for Queensberry to have her on board?
It's a big coup, and we're delighted. I mean, my son George done the deal with her and her team, and I'm really delighted that she's on board with us because I think she's a great addition to the Queensberry roster of fighters. She's up, as you say, she's the top 3. I mean, it's brilliant. We've got to get her into the top place now. We've got to give her the opportunities that she can really, confirm and show she's the best out there.